What's up, everybody? It's Justin Rocks here again, and just a small mega base update before we get to Aberration. I haven't done much more building. I did finally finish the aquatic pen and been using that to keep my Mosasaur and Dunkleos pretty self-sufficient. So far, I've been using them to get oil, stone, and metal out the ocean. And the current status I'm in is just plain and simple. I've got to literally just transfer this metal up to my building up there. But in all honesty, I was gonna wait till I do the boss battles and then try to put tech dedicated storage down in this area and build up from here if I continue to go that route. The current mission I'm working on is plain and simple of the breeding pen type, because for Karkas and Gigas, I will not be able to use my conventional little breeding pen for Kairaikus over there. I've got to make one that's a bit bigger. But I do want to show off this cool female Ceratosaurus that I got. It's green and purple. At least I think that's purple. And yes, I have painted my ghillie suit pink. I was playing around with the extra colors I had in my inventory and just kind of started slapping it on there. Was like, it's not the worst look. Could be worse. It at least still is effective as a ghillie suit because I've used it to tame Gigantoraptors, which I have two inside my base that I'll show off before I end this video. But I figured while I was doing my building, right after I got done making materials and stuff, that's why I still have Focal Chili activated, I'd show off what I'm working on as my Giga Pen, or Giga and Carcass. I'll end up moving an Oviraptor over here just for the plain and simple fact of having something to catch the eggs so I don't have to worry about it. I might need two, because those are some heavy eggs. Zypanthicus, or however you say it. I have not tamed one of those on this map. I can't say I haven't tried, though, because I died on that one as well. Kind of like I did with the beavers on my last video. So far, I'm just going for my plain, old, easygoing structures. I don't really go too out of the way because I'm not the best builder in this game. I prefer just to have something simple that gets the job done and I don't have to worry about it after that. I estimated I was going to need 123 roof tiles to continue the project I was working on. Let's see how close I got to that though. After this, my main missions are going to be getting artifacts to do boss battles, and I'm still looking for Spinosaurus. I need a male and a female Spinosaurus, that way if I want to breed some up, get 100% imprinting on them, it's not even an issue. But the usual spots for Spinosaurus spawn, I have not found any. Had no problem finding Gigas, had no problem finding Karkas, even got two Pyromanes, which those are all the way at my Lava Island base. I will not be making it to them. It's about a 10-minute ride on RG, about a 5-minute ride on Pteranodon. But I'll probably do an updated video before Aberration comes out to show off my breeding pair of Pyromanes. Have not started breeding them. Was more worried about making it back here and eventually getting my Giga and Karka pen finished up. I want to say that was 63 over there, but not 100% sure on that. And if you ever wonder why I play on solo instead of actually playing on an official or unofficial server, it's because the plain and simple fact is I can do this. If I ever get a phone call or a serious text message, I'll stop what I'm doing because video games are fun, but they're not that important, and I got kids in school. I can't just sit here and be like, oh, no, I'm sorry I didn't hear your call about somebody busting my kid in the mouth. I've got to play my video games. It also puts it into perspective that one day when I decide to stream playing, I will more than likely make sure I do it either while they're chilling here at the house or while I know somebody else is home with me. That way if something was to happen, I would have somebody to go get them. So far, so good. It's been a good school year so far, and all the kids are enjoying it, so. My biggest thing is I'm really hoping I made enough roof tiles for this portion. Then after that, it'll be time to put up railing. Which I don't know if I'm going to do it curved like I usually do or just straight. I kind of like making them curved whenever I've got a base like this. Those birds are not my friend. I do have one arrow I could shoot at it. But half the time whenever I shoot at them, I miss. It's hit or miss, like they say. I'm just over here wilding, trying to build the biggest pen I can for right now. Yeah, we're definitely going to have enough roof tiles. The only bad thing about doing this is from time to time, bigger dinosaurs like Rexes, Spinos, Gigas, and Carcas will start to melt through the roof tiles and just kind of like, excuse you. Let me go back into first person. Nope, I missed. I don't like getting attacked for my food while I'm over here building. We're gonna go ahead and take it down. And I missed. There we go. I got enough hide. I've not been killing as many creatures as I can just to collect more hide because I got a pretty good stockpile of it in my safes at home. So far, we are finishing this portion up. And put the rest of those over here. I do want to put these two dino gates out. Although a Giga and a Karka is not going to fit through either one of those. There are a good many times that I'll sit here and just use the dino gates on the side and this and that. So I'm saying maybe I might have to do some foundations. But I like having multiple ways to get in and out so I don't have to use big doors if I don't want to. Let's see. So along these two, do a 180. Does that line up? Might not be perfectly lined up, but it'll be alright. Get a couple more foundations and I'll throw some stairs or something underneath it. I did ramps at the front of this one just because I didn't need stairs all the way. But yeah, so far, building and exploring has been a lot more fun in this game than I had on the island. Seemed like every time I was playing on the island, I was just sitting there trying to do as much as I could at one time. Oh, there I go, throwing things back into the inventory I wasn't ready to do. There we go. One click. Yes, the one click is all it takes. And I usually hold it down, which... I don't know, let's see. Do we want to do it like this? Nah, I'm going to go for straight. And with Gigas, I want to do at least 4 up, and then we'll see if they can step over it or not. If they can, I've got more of these in a chest or storage box over there. I'm just trying to get my framework done. We'll figure out where to go from there. Alright, that ain't nothing serious. So, I'm a bit excited about Aberration. I will not lie about that. It was one of my favorite maps on ASE. The only problem I had is after building on the island and a couple of the other maps, every time I tried to make a save file on it, it would just crash. Like, it wouldn't crash immediately as I start, but I'd get a pretty good size base built and I'd try to add to it, and the next thing you know, the crash would be ridiculous. And I'm not a big fan of constantly losing progress thanks to crashes. That's a developer issue that I don't really know how to deal with, and if it was of my own doing, well, somebody explain that to me in the comments, because I just like to build. I have had some problems building on ASA, but not majorly. I mean, if I overload the system, like sitting here doing this as fast as I possibly can, I've had crashes and stuff like that, but nothing major. The autosave on this one does pretty good about getting me right back to where I was at, instead of losing a whole lot of progress, where ASE for me, I would have like 3 floors built on my base that would crash and I'd be right back down to square one. Be like, oh yay, I still have the foundation. But enough complaining. I'm sorry, I don't mean to complain. I'm just talking about past experiences with this game. So far, so good. I don't know how many creatures I'll be able to take to Aberration, if I'll be able to take any creatures whatsoever. I know I do have at least 100 or so not exceptional, superior kibble. Might not even be superior kibble. It's whichever one's the blue one. That one's inside my obelisk back at, well, either of the 3 obelisks on this map. And I got those from Club Art. I was planning on holding on to them till Aberration dropped. That way I'd have easier taming methods when I jump in. But I will also have to find an obelisk there, which I never found one the first time I played through it. Let's see. Should be able to run around with that. Could have went ahead and moved them over here, but I tried to make sure I have enough extra ones just in case I want to go use them on a different base. I still haven't done anything more with Skull Island. I thought I was going to turn that into the mega base, and then I realized I don't want to have to transport all the materials I have at my first base back over to Skull Island. I can show you my map real quick though, because I've made Home 5 would be my redwoods, tree houses pretty much. Home 2 is the Skull Island base. Home 1 is the mega base I was working on. I did mark a couple of the caves that I found while I was moving around here and there, just the ones that I didn't want to explore at the time. And over Last Death, there should be a marker underneath it that's my base up there. I can't remember if it's Home 3, 6, or what. I know Home 3 used to be a little bit west of where I'm at and then south because I was using it to mine crystal. I haven't done much around the actual center itself. I did go over there to get a dung beetle, and then later on, while I was playing, I found a dung beetle at the bottom of Skull Island, so I was like, okay, well, they just hadn't spawned right then and there. I was not losing my mind. I did find dung beetles whenever I first started building on top of Skull Island, but I didn't think about the fact I'd need them, so I didn't even try to tame them. I just kind of killed them off for chitin or whatever I could get from them. And then next thing you know, I'm like, oh no, a dung beetle. I need fertilizer for my greenhouse. But yep, that's how it works sometimes. If I can make it over that blue crate, I might go get that loot crate. You get to the point you open so many loot crates that half the time you don't know if you get something good or not from it. I pull whatever I can from them every time. Now that I have an industrial grinder, that's one of my favorite things to do, is pull as much loot back to base as possible, grind it down, and then have extra resources. Sometimes you get some good stuff, like cementing paste, obsidian, a little bit of organic polymer if you grind down soap and stuff like that. I might not have enough fence posts to actually go any higher than I am right now, though. See how it works out. I questioned if I was even recording there for a second. Half the time I'll turn my mic on and forget to hit record, and the next thing you know I'm like, well, look at the predicament I just put myself in. Been talking to myself over here for no reason. Yeah, that's an environmental rock. I wanted to remove it, but then I realized, I was like, yeah, it's just going to sit there. It shouldn't bother any of my dinosaurs coming in and out if I got to take them in and out. I do not have Giga or Carcass saddles yet. Kind of tamed them, put them in cryopods, brought them back to base as quick as I could, and then threw them in the cryo fridge because I was like, I don't have the space to take them out yet. Now I'm working on that space. I would say this is aggravating, but it's actually quite relaxing for me because it's just the same thing over and over and over again. The aggravating part was doing it in the water for the aquatic pen. Plus, as a builder, I will gladly work towards a goal because I know at the end of the day, when I'm finished with that goal, it's either one less thing I've got to work on later and one less thing I got to pull resources for, or I'll leave it sitting in the way it is. The place where base 3 was at, or home 3 was at, I ended up pulling all the way down so I could bring the materials over here, just to bring it back home. Plus, I wasn't going to pull any more crystal or metal from that area because I've been getting it out the ocean with the donkeys here for quite a while. Yeah, I'm playing on PS5, so if you hear my controller clicking rapidly, that's because it's controls. Half the time I gotta be worried about my joysticks drifting because I'll make myself pretty much have auto fly by using two of my wife's hair clips strapped together. Putting it on my left control stick and then letting myself fly until I'm almost out of stamina or I've reached the base that I'm trying to get to. Hey, that's all the way around. I might have to go 1 or 2 levels up, but we can work on that later. Let me go home and show you the Gigantoraptors. Because I got 2 pretty cool colors. A male and a female, luckily. I know every time I tamed one on the island, whenever they first came out, it was constantly only males. I was like, well, I'll find a female eventually. 10 Gigantoraptors later, I was like, well, it looks like I ain't finding a female. I got lucky with my first 2 Gigas. They were side by side. Ended up just pulling one to a trap, well, one away from the other and putting it in a trap, taming it, and then I went and got the second one right behind it. The Carcas, on the other hand, I didn't even have to move my trap for. That was on a previous video. All I did from there was pull the one that was farther away towards the trap, get it stuck in the bear trap, and snap the other 2 metal dino gates in place and kill my baby Rexes. Which, personally, I have no problem with that. I think that's a pretty cool mechanic. It makes it a lot easier than trying to drag 3 to 5 Triceratops over there. But my youngest, he flips his lid every time that I decide that I'm going to kill a baby Rex in the ambition of taming anything. He likes the babies. And I like the babies too, but they're useful. So I ended up getting a blue male and then a green female. I also have a black female, but I figured if I was going to use a breeding pair that I wanted to try to mix the green and the blue and see what comes out if I hatch any later. Been neglecting to do anything with their level ups here lately. Doubt Oviraptor's got any level ups, but we will check it anyways. Nope. Level 71. I did put my Rexes back on breeding just because if I want to make more of this and that, I need more Rex eggs. I've been taking a lot to tame Gigantos and Gigas, or not Gigas, Carcas. And I found this really cool Baryonyx. The only problem is it's pretty low level, so I will have to take it out and level it up before I decide to take it in cage. Yeah, I heard it. Y'all stay in here. I didn't ask for y'all's help there. Get it, RG. No, why'd you give up? Come on. Oh, I jumped off. You take my food. They're not hard to kill, but they are aggravating as crap. There we go. So far, so good. I did add... Did I put a saddle on both of them? I don't think I did. I did not. I did add a whole bunch of refrigerators to my top so I can store berries in separate fridges. Which I don't have it on like I did my first mega base. Hey, Pyroman. That's my fuel source if I don't feel like pulling out anything to cook. And that's just an extra male that I tamed while I was looking for a female. Here we go, straight to weight. But yeah, I haven't put metal signs or anything on top of my berry storage. Or any of my other storages. I did end up finding my long neck rifle. But I got a better long neck rifle that's now on my main travel RG. These are just backup suits and stuff that I found while I was roaming around. A couple pieces of Ascendant wear, but nothing absolutely needed. Like Ascendant, what is this? The riot gear, scuba, any ghillie suits or fur. I don't use flak very often. I do want to paint myself up a pretty cool flak suit because that makes you look like Iron Man. As well as the tech suit makes you look like Iron Man a bit, depending on how you paint it. These are just extra big materials that I have to build with. extra smaller materials that I have to build with. If I want to transfer them from one base to another, I just throw them in the RG that I'm traveling on. Those should not be there though. Let's see. I might have space in here for them, might not. Alright. Just gonna throw all that in there for now. Oh, and I got 2 giant queen bees, which usually the queen bees aren't really hard to come by. Wait a second. Before I get myself hurt. My extra food source. See, that's 71 of the extraordinary kibble. That's what I got from playing one of the art games. I ended up winning like 500 extraordinary kibble, and I was like, okay, when am I going to use it all? This is my fertilizer safe. It is full. That's why I don't have my big dung beetle that I first tamed out. I have the smaller one so it can get some level ups. I think the other dung beetle that the first one I tamed is like level 120 or something. I don't turn my leveling up any at all when I start. Like, pretty sure I'm still set on easy just because I never changed it after the first 2 times I did the island boss battles. And then after the crashes where I lost my save files, I was like, well, I don't care. I want to play easy so I can build more than I want to do the boss battles. But to be able to build tech stuff, you kind of need to do those boss battles. You can't just get that kind of equipment without completing them. The last time I did the beta boss battle on the island, I crashed out pretty hard after I came back in and my character was deleted, so haven't attempted doing any boss battles since then. But currently this is what I'm standing on, and I hope to at least have, I realize there won't be many swimmers on Aberration, but this is what I'm hoping I can make my mega base look like come time for Aberration, at least a little bit better designed. Everything that's wood is my original building that I built here before I had any of the resource gatherers and this and that. So that's why if you ever wonder why I've got wood on some and then stone on the other, it's because once I could upgrade to stone, that was one of the first things I was doing. Still have way too many Kairaiku eggs. That's honestly why I have so many extra safes and fridges, because the extra organic polymer I had. And I've got to get this baryonyx saddle so I can start taking it out and getting it leveled up quicker than little Lystra over there can. He's a good little buddy though. He's already level 108. Give him a pet. So far so good. I gotta build a Ceratosaurus saddle too, so. This is my small creation of a base. This is my gatherers, and I hope you enjoy. Oh, wait, no. Hope you enjoyed this little update, because when Aberration comes out, I'm not going to get straight onto it, but I'm definitely going to be playing it a little bit more than I did this one. So, hope everybody's having a good day, and take care.